get connected with vendors and other other entities designed to empower you and make your business successful. We are speaking this morning to Ms. Bernadette Delgado.
Good morning.
I am so happy to have you here. Ms. Delgado is a regional director of the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation. You're not local, are you?
We are.
You are local.
We're located in downtown Toledo.
I'm just so surprised I haven't run into you before. How nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank
too.
you for coming. And you guys all know Roberto Torres,
morning.
Executive Director. There's a joke we're sharing here, I can't tell you though, who is the Executive Director of the Northwest Ohio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to you both this morning. I so appreciate your coming. Why don't we tell people though why we have these wonderful pastries that I'm trying so hard not to grab while we're sitting here.
You know, it's very appropriate that we're having this segment at this time of the year because we're entering Hispanic Heritage Month, and that's celebrated from September 15th to October 15th.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And what you see here is a staple that you see in many families, many Latino families, regardless of whether you're from Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, anywhere in Latin America, is our Latin pastries. And so that's what you have here is an assortment of Latin pastries, which happens to come from La Telera, which is in South Toledo. So there's a new shop that opened up, new bakery store that opened up in South Toledo. It's in the corner of Maumee and Broadway. And go over there and visit with Edna Reese. Have wonderful.
Edna, I'll see you soon. Trust me. Trust me. You and I are going to be great friends, Edna. This is amazing. This smells so good too.
Oh, it's wonderful. And as you see, you've got your conchas, your shells. You've got your cuernitos and your empanadas with pumpkin filling.
Oh my gosh. All right, we'll try and focus on something other than the food. So we'll try. It's going to be a challenge. But okay, so let's talk about the convention. Why don't we tell people what this convention is all about?
Well, it's a workshop. We're having a matchmaker and a trade show. Probably the crown jewel of the event is the matchmaker, and what it is sort of a speed dating for business. We are bringing in. We're bringing in large corporations, state agencies, some federal agencies. They're purchasing professionals, and they are coming to the table with some specific needs of supplies, goods, and services that they need. And we're reaching out to primarily minority business enterprises, disadvantaged vet-owned businesses, small businesses in the Toledo region who would like the opportunity to work with some of these larger corporations. A lot of the businesses are committed to reaching out to diverse businesses. They have a diversity supplier commitment, and a lot of them are looking to reach out to small businesses in this area. This goes on in other parts of the state, but this is the first time in at least several years that there has been anything of this nature in the Toledo area.
Traditionally, do Latino businesses have a hard time making these connections?
You know, I think that not only just Latino businesses, but small businesses, but specifically with the Hispanic Chamber, one of the things that we're doing on a monthly basis is we're meeting with many of these larger corporations. And for example, we just recently met with President Bob LeClaire from Fifth Third Bank. And Fifth Third is very interested in reaching out to the Latino community, but they don't know that segment of the population, especially small businesses. And the banking industry and many folks in business leadership understand that the growth of our country is really happening with small businesses. And it happens to be that the minority community are those that create those type of businesses.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes it's harder to penetrate that market going with a corporation, and so people start their own businesses. So that's, I think that's the value of what this is it's not just a Fifth Third Bank. Now you're talking about a number of other corporations that are going to be at the table here at this
And
expo.
your sponsor, your organization is a sponsor, the Chamber.
We are. We've had expos in the past. And now what we're doing is we're collaborating. So we're collaborating with the Bureau of Workers' Compensation. We're collaborating with Grand Air. with even the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. So we're really looking at having the impact, not just necessarily here in Northwest Ohio, but the impact in our region, which is the Great Lakes region, and it's appropriately named Great Lakes.
So what is the benefit then? Why should every small business try and attend this?
Well, that's a good question. The benefit is that they have access to some of these large corporations, many within one day. We're going to have 25 purchasing professionals at the table. And throughout the day, in 15-minute increments, you'll have an opportunity to meet with those professionals. It would take you months, if not a full year, to get that level of meeting with those people. So, and the way we do the matchmaker is the corporations will tell us what their needs are. The suppliers come in and say, well, this is what we offer. We will make the direct match. It will be an exact match. So Fifth Third Bank will not be meeting with someone who is selling Tupperware necessarily.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Okay.
if we'll look for somebody who's looking for Tupperware, and that's the kind of match we'll make.
Wow.
The other thing, Donnie, is that the model works. You know, it's not as if the Business Connection program, this Great Lakes program that we're having, is the first of its kind. So we're borrowing off of a model that we used last year with the Global Business Expo, and the testimony of small businesses that were there, that came out of there and said, this was of much value to me. I walked away with a client base. I walked away with a new relationship than when I first walked in. The model works, and we're bringing that to Northwest Ohio. So that's the value of this. Is it's not going to be a hit or miss. You're going to have those interviews. You're going to have that opportunity.
I would think, though, that you'd want people to know that this doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily walk away with business.
That's correct.
Is that?
We'll make the introduction. We'll give you the opportunity to have the introduction. It's up to you to sell your business to these companies. And then how you develop that relationship once you walk away, that's up to you. Some of the workshops that we're having, access to capital, something that small businesses struggle with, both in the private and the public lending arenas, were how to develop a capability statement. Most small businesses don't realize that that's something that the lenders are looking for.
Right.
And you know, how to develop your website into a cash cow. And the Bureau of Workers' Compensation is hosting a workshop how to get the Bureau to pay 8 months of your premium.
Wow.
You know, because of some changes that we're making with our payment system. So,
You know, we talk about the importance of small business, especially to minority communities, on this show a lot, because I personally see it as a vehicle, much as you do, to empower those communities. But the thing that I am often so struck by is the fact that people still think, to a large degree, that starting a small business means hanging out your sign and waiting for folks to come to the door. That's just not the way it's done anymore, is it?
it's not. And the thing that we see with small businesses is you're good at your trade. You're good at what it is that you do. But conducting the business, running the business, is the hard part. And that's what we want to do, is to provide that opportunity for you to learn the whole educational piece.
Yeah, there's so much available out there if you understand the importance of a business plan, if you understand the importance of networking, and not just understand them, but you do something about that understanding, that you connect at venues like this. I mean, the world opens up to you in a way that wasn't possible before, I think is fair to say.
Right.
It's fair to say, yeah.
We invite anyone who's interested in engaging in that type of a partnership to join us. It will be at the University of Toledo, the medical campus at the Radisson. So that's where we'll be hosting it. So we're supporting one of our local venues.
Yep, we have information, thank you. We have information about the location, which we will show you before the end of our time together today. But it is important to note that it is at the University of Toledo, the Radisson Hotel, October 7th and 8th, is
That's
that correct?
correct. On the
7th and
7th, we're having a reception, a networking reception in the evening at 7 o'clock, and then the event takes place on the morning of the 8th.
Okay, there's a great website too. We'll give you that information, but please, please, please pay attention to this event. If you are a small business, I promise you, you will be so happy that you attended this particular event. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet
Thanks
you.
very much
Thank
for
you
the
for being
opportunity.
here, and you're going to hang around with me for a second,
Will
right?
do, will
All right,
do.
we're going to go away for just a second, but don't leave me now. We'll be right back.